Hello friends, thank you for joining us. In this video, we are answering a really exciting question submitted by one of our friends, Alina. Alina wants to know why we have to fast and why it's important to fast. But before we answer that question, we will talk about what is fasting.
Fasting is giving up some of the foods that we love and eating different foods that we might not like so much. One of the parts of fasting is changing what we eat. In the Orthodox Church, when we fast, we stop eating specific foods for a period of time. By giving up the food we love, we can put more focus on our relationship with God. This helps us to learn to fight against temptation and sin. Fasting is important because it teaches us to sacrifice something we love, just like Jesus sacrificed his life on the cross for us. This sacrifice that we're offering during the fast brings us closer to Jesus. Now let's talk about the most important part of fasting, the spiritual part. When we fast, we should also do our best to be careful about what we see, what we hear, and what we say. Some of the things we can continue to do is sharing our toys, forgiving others, sharing our food and clothing with the less fortunate, and avoid cheating. This might sound very hard to do, but Jesus, your family, and your Father of Confession are right there to help you. Jesus showed us how to fast and the importance of fasting and prayer when he fasted and prayed in the desert for 40 days and 40 nights after his baptism. When he was in the desert, the devil came to tempt him 3 times, and every time Jesus was able to fight the temptation. When the devil asked Jesus to turn some stones into bread, Jesus answered him saying, "Man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds from the mouth of God." Matthew chapter 4, verse 4. You see, even though Jesus can turn stones into bread, he wanted to teach us that we are strong and can fight against the temptations of evil and sin. And this will allow us to get closer to God. Fasting from food and sin also gives us more time and energy to pray and grow in our knowledge and love for God. We can never fast without praying. Jesus taught his disciples to fast and pray. By praying and fasting, we follow Jesus' example for us, and that is what true Christian living is like.
Okay friends, ready for a quiz? Why is fasting important? A, so that we can share our toys. B, so that we can fight the temptation of sin and evil and grow closer to God. The answer is B, to fight the temptation of sin and evil and grow closer to God.
Today's memory verse is, "So we fasted and earnestly prayed that our God would take care of us, and he heard our prayer." Ezra chapter 8, verse 23.